What's up, guys? Um, I'm just gonna jump in here and do a discussion on using Jigsaw for trading. As you can see up above, um, I have open the ZN, which is the 10-year bond, and next to that I have open NQ, and this orange line here designates the initial balance volume or the IB range. This is the overnight IB, and you can see it's ranging right inside there. We've got the point of control, which is the dark blue, and we've got VWAP, which is the light blue. They're kind of right next to each other. And this is on a 1 point or a 4 tick compression. So NQ is quite volatile, and watching it without compression is very difficult. I'm curious to try trading NQ with a 1 point compression. It might make it more tradable. I don't know. I have a hard time with it. I've traded successfully in the past, and I've also gotten burned in the past. So now I'm just watching it while I trade ES. So up here, the top of the screen, we've got the power meters. And as you can see, there's been 21,000 trades have gone through, and I'm sorry, sells have gone through, 19,000 plus buyers on the blue side. And then down below here, uh, we have this is the delta. Um, I'm sorry, this is the orders that are sitting on the DOM right now. And I do have my DOM set to about 10 ticks in either direction. So I'm not sure if this is populating off of that or off of the full data. Um, but at any rate, within the tradable range, you can see it's kind of equal right now. And then down at the bottom, you have the delta of the trades that are coming in and getting onto the DOM right now. You can see the sellers are kind of heavy on that bottom red bar. So somebody could be selling into this upswing, which happens a lot. And then right next to that, we've got the auction vista. This is a heat map of the liquidity. And you can see there's a big block of liquidity right here on 5623.25. That's probably going to act as resistance, at least in the short term. Um, Scrolling down to the bottom left, see if I can just drag this over. This is the pace of tape gauge. And when it gets into the red, that's like high RPMs in the car. That can be a good spot to enter. I'd like to see more blue buyers. This whole area can fill out about a third of the size of the circle. And so right now, the tape speed is high, but the number of buyers is kind of low. So I like to see, if I was going to buy, I'd like to see all of these gauges up top in the blue, and I'd like to see this whole top section of the pace of tape gauge blue, and then I'd like to see the needle in the red, indicating high RPMs, if you will. So scrolling down, I'm going to take a look at this is the point and figure chart inside NinjaTrader 8, and I'm using the volume profile, which I think I really enjoy this sort of shaded gray against the black look on that. The orange line up here is value area high of the session. I'm sorry, that should be, I'll have to double check that. That should be yesterday's value area high. Yeah, 56.1875. That's yesterday's VPOC. So using those as the levels that price is probably going to test and return to and either bounce around inside or, break out of. So you can see the blue line right here, 56.2573, that's VWAP. And then you've got the first outer deviation right next to this volume peak, as it should be, which makes sense. You've got the second outer deviation at 56.3795, and then the third outer deviation at 56.40.99. And just kind of moving through this here. This bottom right corner, this is the quotes counter inside Bookmap. I've got the full book data on the DOM, which is the red and green numbers, and then the quotes counter numbers. You can see there's a 3 right above on the bid. Um, that's, historically there was probably an iceberg right there, which would make sense if you look at this shaded area of liquidity. There's a bunch of orders sitting right there. So price is going to have a hard time breaking through that. If we see that 3 start to get bigger and start to get hit, then you can consider a long, or at least consider that price is going to bounce right there. Kind of staying out right now just because I feel like it's low volume, and I already did some trades this morning. It all went really well, and captured uh, I don't know, a lot of ticks. I lost track, bunch of ticks, which is cool. So I just wanted to give a kind of a demo of Jigsaw and how I'm trading it. So moving back into Jigsaw, I'm going to go top left on the ZN chart. Over here, these green numbers, this is the volume profile in numbers only. You've got the IB range, which is these orange bars. Right next to it, you have the delta. This is the delta of the the numbers that have gone through. So if you look to the left, you see 24,648. 3,329 of those were in excess buyers. So that could be a sign of absorption happening right there, or that could be a sign of, this is a level with a lot of buying interest that it could get pushed through. But with that hard, IB high right there, it's difficult to say. Also, I would note that the ZN, the 10-year bond, has been tracking ES today, and actually running a little behind it, but kind of running correlated to it. I usually think of it as an inverse correlation, but for whatever reason, it's running correlated today, and that happens. That can be just something to be aware of. Might be a good indication to stay out, or at least consider that ES might be in some chop. I'm not eager to get in right now. So moving on to the NQ DOM, you can see I've got the volume profile histogram loaded up along these green numbers as well. And I like to do that because I can see the value area high and the value area low, which would be kind of where this black becomes gray. That's the value area high. And then if I scroll down here, so right around 5607 would be value area low. Okay, so moving on, let's see. Oh, I want to show you the footprint chart and the swing chart and how I have that set up. So give me just a second here. There we go. Keep that going. I'm just going to change windows over into that screen. So now I'm going live. A little bit of lag here. I think I have too many programs open. So that's something to consider here. Curious which one is doing it. If it's just, I am running Jigsaw and NinjaTrader and Bookmap and 3 monitors. I'm probably taxing this laptop to its limit here. Let's see if we can move that up. Oh, maybe the screen. Cool. Okay, so this is the footprint chart. I really like using these footprints in sort of the skeleton bare bones without the volume profile histograms and whatnot. I'm looking for stacked imbalances, which would be these gold or yellow letters, and I'm not seeing many stacked. I like to see them side by side. I'll give you an example right here. You can see there's a stack right there, and price came down, and then when it broke this level, it kind of moved past it and went up again. Right now, this is all low volume to me. There's not a lot of big players making moves, so price has a tendency to just bounce around. This keeps me out, which I'm very grateful to be using that. Um, Moving over here to the swing chart. This is a 1 minute swing chart. It's a bar chart, but I'm not paying that much attention to the bars themselves. I'm looking more at the delta, which is this blue and red line. And you can see right now the sellers are selling into this upswing. So that's heavy sell delta. Not a good sign if price is going up. That's a divergence. So, are we going to break down again? I don't know. I think we're just chopping around. I'm not seeing a lot of volume here or a lot of indication of some moves happening. So, like I said, I'm just staying out here, but just kind of going over these examples so you can see. But yeah, if I kind of scroll back on the footprint chart, it'll let me. There we go. So there's a good example of a stacked imbalance. In a column like this is a 5 minute column or 5 minute footprint. I like to see, three stacked imbalances. And here you just have 110 and 136 stacked up next to each other. So that's not really a good entry. But if, let's say I had three stacked imbalances, price came down to the bottom and came back up to retest, I would look for the biggest number and probably the highest number on the stacked imbalance as sort of the entry that would get retested. So that could be a little reversal play, or if it bounced off it and headed south, that could be an entry right there. But yeah, not a lot going on. A few big orders here, nothing much to write home about, as they say. So I'm going to switch over to another screen here and let's see. Okay, sharing screen, changing windows. Let's go over here. Let's go to this one. Live. Okay. So what are we getting here? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open up a couple more windows here. Just looking for my depth and sales. There's one, and we should have one more coming in. Looking good so far. I'm just dragging in my ES time and sales or depth and sales profile here. This guy and bring this one up. So I'm getting quite a bit of lag here, but it's looking good so far on the recording, so that's okay. Um, see if we can get rid of some of this junk that's in the middle. these guys in. Just gonna add the order boxes in. Slide that over here. Sorry, this is going so slow. My program obviously did not like some of these changes that I just made. And like I said, I'm using several programs open at the time, so this is really pushing this little laptop to its limit here. 32 gigs of RAM is not enough. Wait. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I just want to grab the other order box, throw that in. Sure we have access to that flat button. And let's move this back. 7. Give me a grab here. This was working really well the other day with no lag. Um, I may just need to reboot the computer at some point. But regardless, you guys can kind of see what's going on here. There we go. Out a little bit, knock that out a little more. Almost there. One more little. Just find a spot here. That's looking good. Oh, such a lag. Okay, groovy. And I'm just going to pull this delta price over slightly. A little bit more of that. Hi, Joel. What's up, my dude?
Hey, what's up, bro? I'm at work. Just checking in.
Oh, cool. I'm uh I'm trying to do a little recording here, and I'm just kind of running into. I'm getting a lot of lag on my computer. Um, so I'm having trouble getting the panels to set. I don't know what you can. I guess you're looking at my whatever screen that is. Let's see if I can pull up the other screen so you
N-
can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to change this up. Changing windows to, let's see. All right, here we go.
I just took the bowling green a while ago, but I jumped out on that heavy selling, and now it's going in my direction.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but it's only a paper trade though because I'm at work.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Seemed like I got a little handle on the bowling green strategy yesterday when we were talking. I think I understand it a little more
yeah,
with the breaks of VWAP and whatnot. Just going over these two charts that I have set up, or these two depth and sales charts. So on the top right, you see the one with the big black histogram right here. That's ES, and this is with no tick compression. And then on the left-hand side, it's the same chart, but this is with two tick compression. So if you look at 56, 28, 50, 29, 28, 50, etc. And I was just going over some of my settings. I've changed up the layout quite a bit. So if you look here in this column right next to the volume profile histogram, this is the delta price. So this is the delta of these green numbers. So basically out of 11,676 sales that happened right there, 22 more of those were buyers than sellers. So that can, if I get an area that has, you know, like 1,000 plus buyers, that could be an area of absorption. If I look over here to the right, you can see buyers are hitting into the ask. There was 481, so they're trying to push right here. The sellers were less, getting a good move. It's probably going to go right up to VPOC, which just moved down, interestingly enough. So there was enough volume there. It actually pulled VPOC down. And when that happened, it looks like there might have been a little absorption event. I don't know if that's going to keep going or not. But this is kind of my trading setup. I was considering doing a live trade here, but with the lag that I'm getting, I'm kind of concerned that it's not going to be a good idea at the moment. So just trying to kind of demo some stuff in simulation. Uh,
right.
so I see Psychosis just joined the group. Welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm just showing the setup that I use in Jigsaw to trade off of. Um, these two DOMs on the left, it's a two tick compression. I know that Psychosis uses I think four tick compression, and I do have another chart up with NQ that I'm using a single point or four tick compression on. And then over on the right, this is the one I usually trade off of. You can see I've got the DOM here with the bids and the asks. I've got the prints as they're filling. You can see 144 sellers. Sorry, 144 sellers just printed, 160. Um, so price is struggling to break through VPOC right here, which is this um, blue line at 14,099. Trades has gone through. This is the delta. 285 of those were buyers in excess. So I was using the split volume profile earlier this morning, and it just dawned on me I could use the delta profile for the same thing and just have one column instead of two. Um, so like, where to get in here? I've got the bids, the offers highlighted at 990. I think I'm going to change that. Let's see if I can go into settings here. Let's change that to like 100. Sorry, I'm getting tons of lag, so it's taking forever to make any of these moves. can use them to 100 just to get rid of some of these 90s. 105. Let's do 105.
We got those heavy buyers through VWAP, so it's looking good on the buy side.
Just now.
I think it was 5 minutes ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're testing VWAP right now at 56.2575. That's been a real key level. Um, I know there were a lot of buyers there earlier, and it looks like they're trying to hold that level. It's filling out this volume profile. It's got a little dip in it right here that needs to fill out, and this could actually just keep getting larger and larger and maybe a little bit more compressed. Just curious to see what that's going to do throughout the day. Um, looking down at my, see if I can add in here. I just want to show you the market profile if I have it up. That would be the 30-minute. There we go.
You remember the indicator I showed you last time? That's not the one that um, I'm using. I gotta send you the
Oh yeah, send me that other one.
yeah. So that one wasn't it.
So this is the I'm sorry, the market profile inside of Jigsaw. And I really dig this. This is on the 30-minute. So all these individual prints, individual colors. If I really zoom in, I can probably show you here. There you get the number, the letters, right? So you got your A, B, C, D. That's each 30 minutes gets its own letter. I typically just use the colors. So what we're looking at right here is kind of a bearish B-shaped profile. To be honest, this looks to me like this could drop off. If this were to fail around 56.27, which would be this point of control, this is the volume profile right here. This market profile could easily step in. And I just split it so you can see what's going on. So um, over to the left, I think this is the pre-market, or it might be yesterday's session. At any rate, this had kind of a double bottom. It went up to this high, and it's been kind of falling off the high, and then it's coming back up here to the point of control, which is 56.2775-ish. So if this fails in this area, that's a Fibonacci retracement, and this could keep dipping lower. Now, by the same token, this 56.18 level was really strong, and that was I measured it. That was the 62% pullback. So that's kind of a mechanical buy level for people. It's not surprising that price bounced right here because that was a fib off the pre-market lows. So, will it have legs to keep going back up and touch the high 56.37? It could. If it starts breaking around here, 56.28-ish, it could swoop through this valley pretty easily, and I think get back up to 56.31, no problem. But if we lose that like 56.25, that's where I'd start looking to go 56.20s, 56.19, 18, etc. So I really like how I can split the profile. It's with a right click. I'm going to right click it so it goes back into, now you can see the B-shaped um, market profile, which is kind of opposite what's happening in the volume profile. Volume profile kind of looks more like an accumulation here. You've got multiple little hills forming. So that tells me, prices being accumulated at each of these levels. And occasionally, if we look at the previous day, this is a good example. Here's a bearish kind of B-shaped profile that then went higher, because this big block of accumulation, that could be buyers accumulating. They certainly were right here 2 days ago. So yeah, that's where we are with that. I'm going to drop this back down and while we have psychosis in the room, let's see if I can, I'm just going to show you the other part of the setup here. Close those out. Cool. So over on my left, I've got the 10-year bond market, and you can see it really heavy with buyers in through here. It's kind of been running concurrently or correlated to NQ and ES today, which I usually think of it as a inversely correlated market, but today it's been strong. I've got the volume profile just in numbers. You've got your IB range. It does move slower, and I'm interested to try trading this more. I did a couple trades last night and this morning with it. They were basically break even, but I see a lot of potential for catching, buildups. Like you can see, the buyers are stacking here. Um, and then I've been watching NQ, and with NQ, I've got it on a four tick compression or a single point compression. You can see we're up above the IB range and up above value area high. So, if this zone holds, then that's great. Um, Up here, I've got the power meters. This is the number of trades that have gone through today. Slight advantage to the sellers so far. So basically balanced though. And then right here, you've got, this is the number of trades that are hitting the DOM. And then down here, this is the delta of what's coming into the DOM. And you can see there's slight advantage to the buyers right now that are entering. They could be getting sold down on, so that doesn't tell me much. I like to see all four or all three of these power meters in sync. So if they all go blue or they all go red, then I would look down here at the pace of tape gauge, and I want that needle to be in the red before I enter, because that indicates high volume. Over here, you got the auction vista. There's a block of liquidity right here at 56.2450 that's being challenged. Looks like it might go through. And then just looking at that on the point and figure chart, there's definitely room down to 56.22. So that's kind of the first level I was talking about. If it breaks down here when we were referring to the market profile, that would be a spot to do it. And then I also use Bookmap. So over here, you've got the quotes counter, and anytime this number is larger than 10 at the bottom, that to me means there's interest there in selling. So this is the ask or the offer side of the quotes counter. So I want to see that 17 growing. If 17's keeps getting added to, then that's a good hint of continuation. We're back testing that 56.25 area. That's been a key level all session. So who knows if it's going to go here or not. Just looking back to auction vista, there's a little liquidity void down here at 56.22 that might want to fill. There is some excess liquidity up here, some sell side liquidity, but if price breaks through that 25.50, excuse me, that would be kind of indicate going the other way. But so again, I'm looking at this 17 on the offer side of the quotes counter, and I want to see that getting added to. It just became 27, so that's indicative that there are people willing to sell and add to this downtrend right here. And you'll notice, that's open interest that's below the offer on the DOM. The DOM is only goes down to 56.25 on the ask side right now. The quotes counter is showing there's actually interest down at 56.24.25. So if that were to go and get continuation, that's what I would be watching, is that 27 number. Now it looks like it wants to reverse. Looks like 24.25 wants to hold. Oh, excuse me. So that's when I would start looking up here at the bid side of the quotes counter, and there's a whole bunch of people that want to buy just a little higher than this. So I'm just kind of comparing. There is a liquidity void right there at 56.25.25. Excuse me. So we've got 74 hidden bids or previous bids. It looks like that's shrinking, so they might be pulling some of those bids. But this is a real choppy environment. Um, I've been trying to stay out during this time of day and just do all my trading in the earlier part of the session because this is what happens a lot is you just get chopped out. I also have a different version of the
Yeah.
order book here.
Today is just basically a typical day. So I was looking at that vacuum on bookmap. We're coming back to that 55, 56, 24 area where there were no offers on the bid. But now you see they're stepping up and the market orders are coming in. But there's
At
heavy liquidity up there. So
56.25, you said?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they stepped in at 56.25. So now they're supporting on the bid.
yeah,
But there's heavy liquidity up there on the top. So let's see if they have enough power. And it doesn't really look like it right now because they're pulling on the bid again.
yeah. So
I think the buyers are scared.
you might be right about that. I'm just looking right here at the quotes counter. You can see there's 143, 148. That's growing. So there is some interest, and you can see we've gone. It looks like we're going bid on this. Yeah. So we just jumped up a tick. And again, 16, 17. So anything above 10, if it's getting added to, I would say gives us a little bit of momentum to the upside. I'm not saying it's going to break through. Just right now, it looks like they're getting toyed with. Um, they're like, oh, it's going to go higher. Oh, it's like, it's going to go lower. Oh, um, so I'm watching
Yeah,
that
exactly.
26 on the quotes counter right here. And then I also kind of zoom in to the DOM. We've got 42, 49.70 going up against, yeah, I think that was like 70 or 80. So the bid looks a little weak here, but it's backed up by this 116, this 100. Now we got a 99, so there's some polling. It does look like they're trying to go bid here. Yeah. So I'm just watching that area where the cursor is, and then also watching just to the right of it that 53. If that 53 on the bid in the quotes counter is getting added to, that tells me that there's some buying interest up above. But there's that heavy liquidity right there at 26.75. This big white block. I don't know if it can push past that or not. It is a pretty tight
Yeah,
range if you look at it.
they just got aggressive. They're gonna try.
Let me try.
The buyers just got aggressive right there. You see that big bubble, that big
Yeah,
buy bubble.
yeah. There's some
Yeah, they're gonna try.
volume right here. So I'm watching
Yeah,
that
they're gonna
six,
try.
watching that 62. Yeah, it got added to. If that was a 10 or a 7 or a 2 and it wasn't getting added to, I'd be concerned. But it's 100. There's 100 bids, 105 that want to buy right there if price comes up to them, or at least there was a second ago. We don't know if those orders have been pulled, but if I see them start getting added to, I'm watching 105, 105, 105. It's trying there. It just got added to 111, 113. Yeah, it's going. So they're going to make a run at that liquidity. And just looking at the DOM, we got 85 to 37 bid to offer. So they're pushing right there.
You see how aggressive they're getting right there?
Yeah,
Just underneath, so they're letting them know they're there. So maybe they might pull. But if they don't pull, they're gonna still take them.
yeah. It's going.
So
They're
they,
pulling.
yep. You see, they made them pull.
Yep. So we got 56.25 acting as support. Just going to take a look at the auction vista too. So 56.25 is right there.
And you see, what I look for is the response, right? After the aggressive move, there was no selling response. You see how small that bubble was?
Yeah, kind of a weak selling response. And then they're trying to push it back. There's the buyers again. It's just a battle. I was
Yeah,
looking
this
at
is a real battle. This is the response right now. They're getting aggressive on the sell side.
yeah, I was looking at the footprint chart earlier and just discussing that, and there's just not a lot of stacked imbalances here um, to support anything going higher or anything going lower. It looks like it's just retracing on low volume. Let's see if I can pull that in for you. So as far as, stacked imbalances go, those gold numbers, I want to see them stacked on top of each other, and I just don't. It looks like some somebody tried to buy here, someone tried to sell here, someone tried to buy here. It's just really choppy. If I scroll back, here's a stacked imbalance on the sell side. So that could have indicated an absorption happened there. The fact that it reversed, it kind of reversed at that level. That was an absorption. Um, Moving back, there's a really good stacked imbalance on the these are hitting the ask. So these are buyers, and you can see they got absorbed. Look at that 1283, and then price kind of fell off from there. And then price did come back up and retested just at the bottom of that footprint, at the bottom of that closed auction, and then it fell off from there. And that was 56.25, 56.2675 again. So that level keeps asserting itself. So we just tested above it. We're testing at it now. But again, I'm not seeing stacked imbalances. There's a few imbalances, but none of them are stacked. So I'm not seeing a lot of heavy interest in this zone to make me want to get in. I'd love to see just a big sell side print right here. That would be indicative of somebody wanting to take it lower. Not getting that. So it's starting to fall off on low volume, starting to move there. I'm going to go ahead and swap back to the regular view. There's the dump. Puking. So they just triggered a bunch of stop losses right there. Of course, it's at that 56.25 level that we were talking about earlier. So that could be a bear trap, or that could be, the next level to break. I'm looking at this
I
two
think
right
it's a bit. I think it's a bear trap.
could be. I'm looking at this two right here on the offer side of the quotes counter, and I need to see an ad happening. Otherwise, that could be an iceberg, and an iceberg would just stop the momentum right there. So it's testing down into it. Because it just got added to. And look at that big volume dot. So we got people willing to sell right there. It's low volume though. On the footprint chart, there's not even an imbalance. Um, or if there is, it's very slight. It's a low volume push. So this is just manipulation as far as I'm concerned. So just watching this, still not
I
getting
think
any
we're gonna
sort of
bounce from. We're gonna bounce from 22.
22.
Yeah,
I'm going to mark that on my footprint chart.
that's the weekly value you have.
There is a previous open auction that was right at about 22.75. So that is likely to get hit again. Below that, all the auctions were closed on the way up. So that one, there's just a little inefficiency there that needs to be mitigated, so to speak. Big sell-off right there, huh? Hey, welcome, NDGA Brow. I'm not sure who that is, but welcome to the chat. We're just taking a look at Bookmap and looking to see if um, we can tell where price is going to go next. Uh, some suggestion this could be a little bear trap happening based on this big volume sell-off that happened right here, or it could continue. This has been a key battleground for, I feel like, the last hour or two. There was, there's still an open auction right around 56.22 or 56.23-ish. I'm just going to take a look at the delta. We are getting some buyers stepping in here. So this is the swing chart delta, and you can see kind of in the midst of a retracement here. Um, this last little swing was actually dominated by buyers, but they were getting sold down onto. So whether this is an accumulation or if this is going to turn around and reverse the other way, kind of watching this level right here, 56.23 is going to be really key. Um, and if it does break down, then, you know, 56.1750 would be the next spot. If it breaks above, I'd like to see it move really strongly above 56.28. I'm not planning on entering. I'm just kind of watching what's going on here. I'm going to try to stay out after 8:30 my time, which is West Coast time. So uh, what is that, 11:30, 11:15 East Coast time? I'm going to try to stay out of the market and just kind of review and go over trades and do videos and do live chat because I tend to give away a lot of profits after that time. And we are getting some sellers. I'm looking down here at the pace of tape gauge is in the red and it's dominated by sellers. Moving on to the top, you know, you can see there's buyers hitting the DOM right here, but are they getting sold down to? You know, it seems like a lot of sellers are coming in with response. We are starting to break below that 56.24.25 level. And I'm curious, you know, that's a key level to lose. So I'm curious what happens at that spot. Still seeing, you know, buyers are dominant in this zone though, based on the delta. Just pull that out. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I'm watching the footprint chart and there just isn't any indication of like a big player right now. So this could be market makers just wreaking havoc and having fun, but basically luring us in without any substance to it. Taking a look back at the auction vista, there is a liquidity vacuum right down here at 22.75. So that was the level I was talking about earlier. That needs to break. If it does, we could see some more downside. Um, I haven't really looked at trading view or at the actual chart in a minute. So I'm just going to take a look and see where we're at on the chart. Okay, so we've gone back up to VPOC, I'm sorry, VWAP, and now we're kind of like, it looks like it's got a bearish order block that's been retested right around 56.26. And again, that's that same level we keep talking about. It looks like it's falling off. If I was a purely candlestick trader, I would be interested in getting short under VWAP. And I would say that first target would be 56.18, which is IB high and also the first outer lower VWAP deviation. But I'd really need to see 56.23 break. And again, we've got this 2 right here on the offer side of the quotes counter. And so that tells me there's an iceberg that's slowing things down. Somebody's blocking it. It just bounced right off that. So somebody's defending 56.23.
Like we could above that. Right? They step on the gas right here. We should get that move back up to.
So right at the session, or I'm sorry, value area high, looks like we're trying to break underneath it, breaking underneath VWAP. There was a nice little hole in the volume profile that it could swoop through pretty easily if we got volume. Looking at the R vol today, it's only 46%. It's not that strong. Okay, we're starting to get a little drip action happening. I'm just going to take a look at the Vold. So we're at 1.24% sellers to 1% buyers. So sellers have had the advantage all session slightly. You see that reflected up here, 236,000 sellers have beaten 223,000 buyers so far. I want to see if all 3 of these power meters go red, if it's going to drop off. Gosh, I'm glad I'm not trading right now. This would be so frustrating. I'm just taking a look at NQ now, and you can see NQ is just broken out of the session value area high, and it's testing the IB high as well. So that's kind of a key level. There was a bunch of sellers just above. It looks like the momentum is to the downside on NQ, and we're seeing some sellers coming in on the DOM now. You are seeing that little bit dripping off action. Again, it's 56.23. I want to see break, and that gives us room down to 22.75 at least to fill that little liquidity void. So I'm going to watch this 2 on the offer side of the quotes column, and I want to see this 2 in the bottom right corner. I want to see that get added to if it's going to go south. NQ is dropping. NQ is this second DOM right here. We've just broken below IB high, and so that gives me, if I was trading NQ, I would target, VWAP probably at least. So that's a good indication that we could continue seeing some downside here. Just for kicks, I'm going to try to open a trade on um, NQ. Getting so much lag though. It's dicey. That's, I mean, that's, let's have that order box. And sim on this one. Like I said, I'm not really trying to trade this. This market, these conditions right now. Okay, so we're below IB high. I'm just gonna get crazy here. This is sim, right? Yeah, we're in sim. I'm gonna open a 10 lot
Order filled.
and let's see if we can target VWAP. I'm gonna put a 9 lot take profit just at, I don't know, we'll get
Order
crazy.
submitted.
And then I'll just go ahead and I'm gonna put a stop loss above. I would never trade this recklessly like in real life, but um, just testing out, trying to use a 1 point compression on NQ and see how that does. You can see it's bouncing, it's trying to break IB there, and we got a response. I'm gonna put my stop loss just above IB. I haven't tried trading NQ in a while just because it's so volatile. So I'm watching that 28 right there when it pulled. So we've got 22, 27 prints coming through on the offer side, 30 prints. Sellers are strong right here. They're going to run into some support right at 35, whatever number that is. And they're fighting back. Buyers are fighting back. There's a lot of sellers on the offer. Big sellers have got a 35 lot and a 20 lot, and it is fighting back. So yeah, I would probably not stay in this trade if this were live. It's fighting back above IB. It's an easy way to lose a lot of money. There's a little retracement happening on ES right here. That IB level sure wants to hold though. So I'm just watching for the reaction at that level. See if it breaks. Yeah, we're breaking into my stop loss there.
Order canceled.
So the IB wanted to hold. There's no stacked imbalances on ES. But because we got such a strong reaction right there, I'm just going to go ahead just for fun and just enter a long. See if we can recoup some losses here. An absorption right there. Go ahead and enter
Order submit.
10.
Order filled.
I'm just feeling
Order filled.
some fun here.
Order submitted.
Just gonna put a
Order
lot right
submitted.
there. Oh, we almost got it. Almost got filled. Come on, fill it, fill it, fill it. Nope, falling off. I see a good push right here. I'm watching these prints coming in, and it is growing. Got 92, 19, 28, 43 at my level. Oof, so close. It wants to fill. I'm watching the sellers coming in on the DOM. Pretty heavy there. There's 35 lot. Yeah, it's not going to let it go. I'm going to have to break through that. There is a little void right there just above where price is printing, just above the spread. And that void will usually fill or it'll act as, resistance. But it's hit it several times. The bond market's going up too, the 10-year. So they've been running concurrently. Um, there's a 3 lot at 26.75 on ES. So there's one, two, three, there's 4 ticks this could go up in ES. So that would almost get my fill right there. Seeing some aggression. Is it falling off? Did the momentum stop? I think that might have been it. I think we're going to get filled. Anything above that? So I'm going to go ahead and possibly close this out. Let's see if I can bring this down. It's trying, but it's not going. So we're going to test IB high again, possibly. I was at break even, but I'm just looking over here at the quotes counter. Um, this is definitely in a downturn. Oh, there it goes, it's flipping back up, and we might get filled. ES is breaking higher. Bond market 10 years breaking higher. I just don't know if it has the strength to break through. It's trying so hard. It's just getting sold down onto. There is buyers up above on ES, and it's looking a little aggressive right now, but no imbalances to speak of. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to go or not. Just playing for fun. There's a lot of liquidity up here on ES. I don't know if that's going to go or not. This little void could fill at 26.25. I think it's just toying with us. I wants that level so bad. You see this 2 right here. That's your iceberg stopping momentum. That needs to fill. Testing into it. Somebody just needs to crack it. Oh, so close. This is about 20, 25.75. So that was a previous level that was pretty strong earlier. It's holding up right now. There's some polling on ES, and it looks like price is falling off. Take one more run at it. It's getting stomped. Just not seeing the strength in the buyers. We're going to take another run at it. We got some sell side liquidity coming in on ES. They are just trying. There's nobody big playing here. This is just retail cannibalizing itself. There's literally, I don't see anything on the footprint chart that shows me that there's a big player involved. So we still have that iceberg sitting right here at 56.2575. That's that key level. Seen a lot of sellers coming in on the delta. Looks like there might have been an absorption right there. Okay, here we go. We're going to take another run at it. The interesting thing about using this 4 point or 4 tick compression is price can go up into your exit and not hit it because there's actually 4 ticks in there. It hasn't moved past it.
Order filled.
There we go. So we just got filled on 10, still holding 8. Let's see if that 8 can go. We need to see these guys pull right here um, on the ask, on the offer, and they're just not pulling. 34 is strong. Okay, so looking back over here at the 2, we are getting the ads now. It's above 10, so that might go through. It's definitely a big block of liquidity at 56.26
Order
on
filled.
ES. Okay, so we just got our fill on the 8 lots, so we just should have 2 lots left. Um, I'm going to go ahead and set a break-even stop loss right here, too. So looking over here at ES, they're breaking through. The buyers are breaking through. Let's see if we have a target here. There's a big block of liquidity at 56.28. There's a void at 27.50. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks above. So I'm going to go ahead and place a sell order right here for 1 lot.
Order submitted.
And let's go ahead and move our,
Order filled.
we got filled on that. So we got a 1 lot stop loss. We'll move that to 105. So looking back over here at the quotes counter, we've got 129 people, 137 buyers are willing to buy right here. Price is moving up on ES. How high can this go? I don't know. You know, a little absorption happening there. That 108 lot. Is it going to push through? Looks like it. Just looking back over here at the quotes counter, there's another iceberg at 56.27. And we are getting a stacked imbalance on the footprint chart. So that's positive. There's somebody wants to play right here. It's only 200 lots and 200 lots stacked. Delta is showing mostly buyers here. It's pushing. I keep wanting to set my stop at that 53 level and it keeps getting back tested. So I'm going to go ahead and move up to 52. It looks like we might get taken out here. That little iceberg at 56.27 wants to push 2, 3. I mean, NQ is just so volatile. I'm looking at a 3-point volatility right here. Makes it tough to trade. 3 points is what, 12 ticks? Guess you could run a 12 or a 16 tick stop loss. Hey, can ES break 27? Just watching to see if buyers come in. I'm gonna change my highlight here. I had to make this 30. 30 and go to last step.
Order filled.
2, 3. So we got filled at that stop got hit. So that was kind of a cool demonstration of what it looks like in a low volume environment trying to play the order flow. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here. But thanks for joining in, guys. And I'll go ahead and post this video if you want to check it out later. And I will be posting and trading more. We're coming to you from the Premium Tier Futures Discord. That is at Premium FTS on X. And thanks for watching. Give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys, catch you on the next one.